Okay, so I am going to try and walk you through the pause and practice for Word Chapter 3. So I'm in Blackboard right now, and I'm just going to download the personal training software, personal training program file. I'm going to open it up in Word, and let's put that over here. And then if I bring this back up, I want to go to my ebook. So let's put that side by side. So one of the things about the Mac is, do what you can. I'm going to try and help you here. But if there are things that you can't find or that don't exist, please just email and note the item like 3B, let's say, of pause and practice Word 3.1, and I can help. Additionally, there may be some things that will have to be different. Like maybe there's a theme that's different. You just make sure that you notify your instructor that, that theme was not available. I am using Word on a Mac. I substituted, and then say that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around and save this file as the required, so that would be your initials. So my initials are HJM, PP for pause and practice, Word 3- and I believe there's 3 in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 3-3 so I don't have to rename it anytime. So I'm going to replace it because I had already done this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we don't need to do this personalized because it should already be done for you. We're going to start here at 4, display change display for review view. So we're going to go to the review tab in our Word. So that's the same. And then I'm going to open this up a little bit more so we can see it. And actually, I'm going to make it full screen here for a second. So it says display for review drop down list and do original and then no markup. Okay, so let's talk about what those are. So right here is the key. So right now it's all markup. We're going to go to original. So what that does is takes your document back to how it was before any changes were made. Then we're going to, so you can, that's the original form of the document. If we go to no markup, that's the document after all the changes have been applied. And then the other two, simple and all, simple markup just shows you where things happened and gives you comments, but doesn't give you the detail. If you go to all markup, all in that same drop down, then you can actually see the changes that were made and who made them. Okay, so let me put that back. So that's all of this. This is just going through and trying to show you how that button can be used to show different views of that same document. The other thing is it was about the balloons. If the comment text displays in the balloons, click the Show Comment button, once again in review, to hide comment text. So mine are showing, so we're going to do that. So on the review, comments, and then, markup options, balloons, show, all revisions in line, show only comments and formatting balloons. Once again, this is just for you to see how to change, right? So you can look at the different methods for, right? So they're gone. The comments are shown right in there. So let's do show revisions in balloons, and they're over there on the right. So it just depends on how you want to look at the document. And that's the whole goal of this. So what we want is we want All right, so turn the reviewing pane and reject changes. Okay, so I'm going to have to get the review pane, which will come over here. So we're going to go back to this review tab. We want to find this reviewing pane vertical in the Mac. So let's try and find that. So we're going to go here. Let's see what this does. We're reviewing, right? So over here now we have the reviewing pane. So the steps are maybe a little different, but if you play around with the keys, you should see it. So here we were talking about the review pane, so I said reviewing. And then here's where I'm going to be able to accept or reject and move to the previous or the next. So okay, so I have my review pane up. Let's go back here and see what I have to do. All right. Turn on the reviewing pane and reject changes. So that's the kind of what we're doing here. So click the reviewing pane. All right, we did that. In the reviewing pane, find where a bullet item was moved. Kelsey Kroll moved. Kelsey Kroll moved. So here it is. Kelsey Kroll moved. Right click and reject move. So I'm going to right click and reject change. Wait. Kelsey Kroll moved and reject change. So that change is gone. Click the X in the upper right hand corner of the reviewing pane to close it. Okay, so we used it, we got rid of that. Kelsey Kroll moved, and now we're back here. Number 6, accept changes in the document. So move to the top of the document. So I'm just going to make sure I'm up here at the top. And I am. Move to the top. Click the next button and select the first change. Click the top half of the accept button. So I'm going to use these buttons. Well, that's the comment buttons. Let me expand it out here. I'm going to use these buttons to move right to the next or the previous or the next change. So let's see what that change is. I want to make sure I'm on the right one. Click the next button to select the first change. Click the top half to accept and move to the next. Okay. So first one, I already forgot it. The first one we're going to accept and then we're going to move on. All right. So accept and move to next. Right? So accept and move to next. And we move to the next. Click the top half of accept and accept the change and move to the next. Accept all changes. So bottom line, we're going to do that. So I'm going to come back to this accept button. So this will move me. This is taking action, accepting or rejecting. This is just moving through it. I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to say accept all changes. All right. So my changes are all accepted. So that's good. And so now we have our changes, but now we have comments that we have to deal with. So that's this resolving comments. So move to the top of the document again. So move up here and click the next button in the comments group to move to the first comment. Click the resolve. And this is where it might be different. And this is different even for people on a PC, depending on what version you're going to use. So we're going to click on this. It's going to come up here. So we want to make sure we're on the right. It says the resolve comment, and we're going to click the next button, move to the first comment. So we want this first comment. Click the resolve button. So how I do it is I right click and I just say resolve. So I did a resolve. It's grayed out. That means you looked at that comment and you accepted it. You're okay with it. So we resolved it. So now we're going to go to the next one and we're going to do a reply. So you can use that next, but you can also just click on it, guys. So on this one, we're going to reply with thank you, comma, will do, exclamation point. So I'm on here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to reply to comment. Thank you, comma, will do, exclamation point. And now I have a reply on there, and I went ahead and clicked on the next comment. So that's good. Delete selected comments. Click the next button to move to the next or the third one. Click delete, next, delete, and delete the remaining comments. Okay, so we can do that. So we're going to go here. And so we have 1, 2, 3. We're going to delete. So over here, I'm going to say delete. Click, delete. And we can use this next button here to find the next one, delete, 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 next one, and we're back up to the top, and we want to leave the one that we resolved and the one that we replied to. So we're going to leave that for right now. So we have completed step number 8. So let me see how long my movie is. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to keep going. All right, so we want to add some comments. So place the insertion point at the top of the document. Okay, so we're right there. And new comment button. So that's right here. And we're going to say also insert a cover page and table of contents. So I'm going to do new comment and type also include a cover page and table of contents. Okay. Good. Select the first word in the first paragraph. So there, I'm going to select that. I'm going to do a new comment, and I'm going to say proof, read this report one more time. I don't know if that's what it says yet. One more time. All right. So I'm going to, I'm going to do a little save here so we're not, all right. So we're almost done with this pause and practice. And then we'll move on to the next movie for 2. So use track changes to revise the document. All right. So we're going to click the top half of track changes. So we're going to turn tracking on. So what that does is when we turn tracking on, we're going to turn it on in the Mac. So we're going to click on it and say we're tracking the changes. So that means all the changes that I do, it's going to keep track of them so that somebody can decide whether they want to keep them or not. So what we want to do here is select the word basic in the first section heading before. Okay, so right here. So we're going to double click on basic and we're going to change it to the word general. So general. Okay, so look over here, and it just depends on how I have it. If I change this to simple, then you don't see that. If I do all, then you see I deleted basic and put in general. Okay, place your insertion point after training in the let's see, where am I at? In the second section heading on the first page, personal training guidelines. So after the word training, we're going to put the word program. Oops, undo that. I thought I clicked on it. So space, program, in between the word training and guidelines. We're going to turn track changes off. And we're going to save the document, and we're done with this first pause and practice. All right, the next movie will be on pause and practice 2.